Brought to you by Thomson Reuters, with legal solutions that offer you a better way to practice, a better way to manage, a better way to thrive. See a better way forward at LegalSolutions.com.
My name is John Mayer, and I'm the Executive Director of CALI, the Center for Computer Assisted Legal Instruction. So, almost every area of technology has a research institute or somebody who goes out and looks at the interesting edges of science or technology to bring them back to the center and see how well they work. Law doesn't have a lot of that, and legal education even less so. And so I try to think of CALI as a research center where we investigate interesting and new and viable technologies, and then most importantly try to make them workable or operationable within both legal education and to an increasing extent legal practice. So one of our coolest projects that we're working on right now, the one we're most excited about, is called A2J Author. It's A, the number 2J, so Access to Justice. It's a joint project with everybody. It feels that way. We're working with Chicago-Kent College of Law here. We're working with Legal Services Corporation. And what it is it's a piece of software that lets lawyers, not programmers, lawyers, automate the filling out of court forms. Sounds kind of boring in some ways, but it turns out that 80% of the people who are eligible for legal aid are unable to even get in the door. There aren't enough legal aid attorneys, in the world. And so they have literally no choice but to represent themselves. They're pro ses, or we also call them self-represented litigants. Most of the time they find the wrong forms, fill them out incorrectly, stand in the wrong line, end up in front of the judge. The judge isn't allowed to give them legal advice, tells them that they've got the form wrong, have to leave. It's incredibly frustrating for them. So these automated forms that legal aid attorneys can create using A2J Author help self-represented litigants fill out the forms, first of all, find the right form in the first place, fill it out correctly the first time. They provide guidance along the way in the filling out because, as you know, there's all sorts of legal jargon and terms. It's a little bit like TurboTax or those tax filler outer software, but applied to any of hundreds of different legal situations. So in the last year, 500,000 people filled out or used A2J Author to solve a legal problem, at least we hope, to solve their legal problem. Over 800 forms right now have been automated. But here's the cool thing. 800 forms is a drop in the bucket. There's thousands, there's tens of thousands, and 500,000 doesn't even begin to dent the problem. And so we're partnering with 6 law schools right now with the idea that we will train their students in how to automate these forms. The students will pair up with legal aid organizations, and we get what I call a quadfecta of cool. We get law schools training law students in 21st century practice skills. Legal aid gets forms automated. The public gets these forms made available to them so that they can solve their own legal problems, and CALI gets to investigate this really cool technology. And so the goal is to eventually have every law school in the country training some clinic students so that they will automate thousands or 10,000s of forms to the benefit of all. And it's that sort of like triangle of practice, technology, and legal education, with CALI in the middle there. And I'm like, that's why I took this job, to do that kind of cool stuff.